Welcome to this edition of the Weekly Dose. Challenge your perspective. This is Patrick Dea in Washington, D.C. This year, Kenya celebrates its 50th independence from the British colonialists. Kenyans everywhere have joined in the celebration. In Kenya, leaders from all over Africa joined our president in marking this occasion. Every Kenyan everywhere recognizes how important this year has been. And everybody should be in a position to celebrate. For whatever reason. There are those that have been much more successful than others. There are those that are still struggling. But the idea of independence is in itself an idea to celebrate. But we cannot ignore the fact that for many Kenyans, there has been little to celebrate about in terms of what are the benefits that this independence has brought to the people. For most Kenyans, they still don't have running water in their houses. For most Kenyans, getting from one place to another is still very difficult because the road infrastructure has not improved much. For most Kenyans, they still have difficulty putting food on the table. For most Kenyans, they still can't send to their kids to a school of their choice, even when those kids do well in their exams. Because some of these schools, the fees are probably unattainable. For most Kenyans, they still live in hopelessness, with no jobs. The youth coming out of colleges, no much promise of a job. And therefore, we must ask ourselves, as we mark this 50th anniversary, what has independence brought us? And how can we look back in order to chart our way forward? Very disheartening is that we've had leadership after leadership after leadership that has not taken to heart that they are first and foremost servants of the people. The rich have grown richer. The poorer have grown poorer. Those that have no say in society still have no say. Societies are still being marginalized. And yet, the very core of getting independence was so that each and every Kenyan would have equal opportunity to succeed in whatever they wanted to do. We see leaders that come in and surround themselves with a few cliques that locks out everybody else. And I'm not just talking about this leadership right now. It is leadership one after the other. For most of that 50 years, we've gone through many more of dictatorship, one-party state where you could not say anything. And even now, when certain things have changed, a new constitution is in place, we see leaders, members of parliament, elected by the people, very much in a role to scale back what independence should bring. Most recently, we see Parliament passing draconian laws that would muzzle the media. We've seen them pass laws that is going to be very difficult for the civil society to thrive. And what for? What for? So that they can have their way. Their way which they keep having every time. Every time they pass laws, bills that fills their pockets. The recent evolution of power, we see fight after fight from the governors, from the senators, from members of parliament, and it's all about controlling the wealth, and how much of that is going to their pocket. And yet the common mwananchi works every day and still lives on an average $1 a day. We must ask ourselves the question of where do we go? Where will we be in the next 50 years? Where will Kenya be? We know that at independence, we were at par with the Malaysian, the Korean, and yet this country have come up and surpassed us. What did their leaders do that our leaders have not done? Those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. And as the people of Kenya, we need to look back and say, are these the leaders that we need? And when elections come, you must ask the tough questions. Are you going to be leaders of all Kenyans, not just the few? Not just the few who get richer and richer, and everybody is left behind. That is my perspective. What's yours? This is Patrick Dare bringing you the weekly dose. Challenge your perspective. May the Lord be with Kenya and all Kenyans, wherever they are.